Hello and welcome to Radiant Realization with Namrata. We deep dive into captivating conversations about life. Today I have with me Sri Vidya Ramani. She is a life coach and she helps working professionals to show up with full energy at work and also in their personal life without feeling overwhelmed or exhausted. Welcome, Sri Vidya. I am pleased to have you today.
Hi, welcome. Thank you so much, Namrata, for having me here. This is a wonderful way to communicate, and I love what you're doing. It's very inspiring. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So, Srividya, today we are going to talk about time management and how to increase our productivity. So, I would like to know from you what got you started to pick this as your coaching niche?
Okay, so I've been a coach for the last 1.5 years. And before that, I was into IT for about 10 years. So I was a professional, a working professional, independent person, worry that I'm not living my purpose. This is not what I'm meant to be. So I tried various things in life to see whether that is my right fit. This is my right fit and stuff like that. But then during lockdown is when I found spirituality, and I was volunteering for spiritual organizations. My guru is Sri Ravi Shankar, and I did a lot of intense meditations, advanced silence retreats, and all of those things. And that made me really sensitive to my purpose. And that was helping other people basically. So I also, in the physical, mental, and emotional levels, I became very sensitive. And I was, realizing that IT, the lifestyle that people are living in IT or any corporate for that matter, is not conducive with our body rhythms or body cycles. And I was very much becoming aware to that, and I was not happy with US timings, working for US timings and late night calls and all of that. So that slowly started taking a toll on me and my health. And I think I really wanted a break, and the universe has its own way of responding. It gave me the break came in the form of a small spine issue, and I had to be in a bed rest for like almost 3 months. And that gave me some time to think about what I'm really doing with my life. It's been 10 years. I'm working for what? And what is the end goal? Do I want to continue in this way? All those things started coming in my mind. And then that's when I learned about manifesting and the universe, how it works, how your vibrations affect your manifesting power. So many things that I learned. And then gave me an opportunity. My coach, with whom I certified for the first time, she was giving out a coaching certification program. It came as an email to me by God's grace, and I immediately jumped into it. I wanted a mentor, and I also wanted to be a mentor. So she was a lady, very powerful person who had gone through a lot of things, and she was coaching people. So she's actually Shilpa Singh. So then I did my coaching certification with her. And that's when I fell in love with the process of interacting with people, helping them uncover their solutions. All people need is someone to guide them, someone to mentor them, someone to tell them that, I've been there, I've been in your place, and you can make it, right? So all people need is to hear that. And doing that for them was really giving me that satisfaction. And that's when I discovered this is my purpose. So that's my life coach journey, and it started in last year, March. And after that, I did a lot of other certifications. I did 5 different international courses and all of those things. I kept upgrading myself. And that's when I found that even being a life coach is challenging. Like being a working professional is different when you're in IT or corporate. Someone decides things for you. You don't need to plan your day. You don't need to strategize your business and all of those things. But when I'm a life coach, when I'm an entrepreneur or a freelancer, I need to strategize my business. I need to have business knowledge. I also need to know how to coach, how to market, so many different things. It's like starting a startup suddenly. So that's when I faced issues with my energy levels, my confidence, my productivity, and all that. Right. So the time management was so crucial at this time because I had so many more responsibilities when it comes to becoming a business person. So that's when I created systems for myself first, And I realized energy is everything. It's not just about time management. Energy management is the crucial one. And that's when I designed some systems and I decided that people need this. People need to know more about this, because initially I was coaching people with their goals, with their life goals. Like I was helping them overcome their limiting beliefs and past traumas, and I was helping them with their general life goals, be it relationship, health, wealth, career, and all that. That was also fulfilling. But then I decided that this should be my niche, because this speaks to a larger audience of working professionals who are going through everyday exhaustion, everyday burnout, overwhelm, and all of those things, because they don't have the knowledge about that how time and energy can be managed, right? So when I started finding success with myself, that's when I decided to teach this and make this my niche. Yeah.
Mhm. So, Sharina, you believe that time management alone is not adequate to have the best productive output. What makes you think so?
Yeah. So both time and energy is a resource, right? So sometimes we think that managing the time, managing the 24 hours alone is enough. But the quality of each of those hours is what determines your output, right? That depends on your energy. So how you use those 24 hours depends on your energy and the quality. So energy management is as crucial as time management. So and a CEO of a company also has 24 hours, and a normal person or a poor or middle class person also has 24 hours. But how you use those 24 hours depends on the energy you put into each of those things, right? So one of my mentors always says the quality of your life depends on the quality of your relationships. And that depends on the quality of your conversations and communication. So each moment, the quality of the output that comes is the amount of energy that you put into each moment, right? If now we both are talking, it can be a an average conversation, or it can be a high level, high energy conversation. That depends on the amount of energy we put in. So that's why energy management is as important as time management, and just managing your time will not give the proper output.
What is difference between time management and energy management?
So time management is like about how much you do in a day, right? Energy management is about the quality, like I said, about the quality of outputs. And there are different aspects to energy, like physical energy, mental, emotional, spiritual. All these aspects are there, right? So time management is just about how much you do in a day, and how you can do like schedule your day and get things done. Okay, it's a very dry space. But when it comes to energy management, there are so many levels around it, which is physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Okay, so physical energy is about the physical body, right, and your surroundings as well. It is as important to have an uncluttered environment, a clean space around you, as it is to take care of your body as well. So when it comes to physical, what all we have nutrition, we have sleep, meditation, exercise, just the physical, whatever you can to raise your energy levels, right? So you need to manage all these aspects in the physical. When it comes to mental, it is more about how you use your mind, because the brain, it's a very ancient brain, right? We have evolved from cavemen to now, but the brain has not been updated that much. It needs a purpose. Previously, survival was a purpose for the brain, right? Now we don't have that. We are having a good life. We are having a comfortable life. So survival is no longer a purpose. So because of that, we need a purpose. We need something to do productive with our brain. Otherwise, it starts decaying, right? And new neural pathways can be created. Learning a new skill, all those things comes under the mental space, and that keeps the mental energy high. And then when it comes to emotional, it's about the quality of your relationships, right? About how your vibrations are. So I learned about vibrations long back, and I realized that there are low vibration emotions and high vibration emotions, like gratitude, patience, feeling empowered, love, joy. All of these are high vibration emotions, and low vibration emotions are, feeling guilt, feeling worry, anxiety, depression, all those things. Feeling sad are low vibration emotions. So we need to manage our emotions also. I cannot say that 24 hours I will be in high vibration, but at least learning to manage to be, 70% of the time in high vibration, emotional energy is so important. And then when it comes to spiritual energy, it's about having that larger purpose in life, having a purpose that is bigger than you. But right now, the world is going like always me first, right? But having that larger purpose in life is a part of who we are as humans. We need to have a larger purpose. So that spiritual energy is fulfilled only when you have a bigger purpose than yourself. Like, for example, you are a podcaster, you are serving people who listen to your podcast. I'm serving people who come to me for coaching, right? Something bigger than us, right? So that is so important. So all these aspects together form energy management. It's just not a very simple one. It has different layers to it, like I explained. Whereas time management is all about just using your time well, right? Using it productively. So yeah.
So energy management is much wider topic is what I get from this. So
Yes.
in this, uh, what are the key factors that would influence our energy at different level during the day? Since it's a combination of physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. How do we design our day so that we are able to maintain high energy?
Yeah, this takes different levels, which is what we do in my 90-day program as well. So the first level is becoming aware of where your current energy is going, basically. Right. So only when you're aware of how your energy is being used, how your time is being used, can we even try to change it or manage it. Like seeing it as a resource of how it's being used currently. So it takes awareness first. Okay. So being aware of how you're currently spending your day, right? You can just start getting more into yourself and being more aware of what you're doing, right? Sometimes we just take our phone and we start scrolling and we don't know how time goes, how our energy goes. And then, 2 hours is gone, 3 hours is gone and all that. So becoming more aware onto yourself is the first step. And then understanding yourself and aligning your tasks with your energy levels is also very important, right? So that also comes in the, like I said, in the physical, emotional, mental, spiritual levels, right? So at different points of the day, what do you want to do? How do you want to do it? Aligning yourself with that is also very, very important. And then after you align yourself, identifying when is your downtime, that is also very important, and not trying to push yourself when there are different downtimes inside in you. Like even a tree, if you take, it has autumn, it has summer, it does not bloom all over the year. So for as humans, we also have that kind of downtime, those kind of periods when we have to recharge and take rest, right? When we have a mobile charger, when it goes low in charge, we put it to charge. We don't say, no, you have to work, now, you have to do all the things, right? So like that, similar to that, even if that machine needs charge, obviously we as humans need to recharge ourselves, right? So deciding all that is kind of a systematic process in that, and those are the key factors. Yeah.
And how can we manage our energy to improve our focus?
Focus. First of all, we as humans should understand that we are not born to be focused at all periods of time. Nowadays, the expectation is like all the time I have to be productive, all the time I have to have high focus. First, being aware that there is no such thing as 24 hours of focus. We are humans, so we need to rest and recharge at the right time. So being aware that when there is no focus, I need to take a break. That again, that I'm repeating myself, but being aware is the first step always, right? So then working on your physical energy levels for focus. Actually, exercise is a great way to improve focus. So working on yourself at least 30 minutes a day, like having the physical activity, whether it's walking, it can be anything that gets your blood pumping, right? Sometimes even 10 minutes of activity is enough for you to improve your focus on days that we feel like we don't have focus. Just doing that shift, right? Instead of taking your phone and scrolling, just doing that shift of a 10-minute walk, going out for a walk, or just doing some kind of jumping jacks inside the house. to get your blood pumping, and that actually it enhances the focus, right? So focus is also an energy game, I would say. Like the higher your energy, the better your focus, right? And also not having these emotional energy leaks, like for example complaining, gossiping, criticizing others. All this leads to different kinds of directions where your energy is going, and that again dilutes your focus. And again, mental distraction is a big thing right now, right? So that is like, it really takes away your focus. And there are certain we can do certain things for that, right? So for example, for mental energy, um just working 30 minutes on a single task, right? Instead of then taking 10 minutes break, you can watch your phone or do whatever you want, but without trying to get distracted. At least for 20 to 30 minutes working on a single task, it enhances your focus over the long run. But now what we're trying to do is we're trying to do everything all at once. And we get a ping here, a ping there, and then we see that and get diverted. That's not what the brain is meant to do, actually. So the brain likes to do one single thing at a time, actually. So there are like 20 to 30 minutes, do the same activity, and then take a break and do whatever you want, do the social media browsing or scrolling or whatever. So that is, a better way to enhance focus. Yeah.
Srividya, how can we identify what are our peak energy levels? So at those time slots, we focus on doing tasks where we need to give high focus and enhance productivity.
Okay. Yeah. First of all, it depends on each person. It differs from person to person, and it depends on factors like age, the place that you live in, and what kind of weather the place has. So many factors are there, right? For example, for me, if I'm in Chennai, I wake up with the sun and I'm very energetic and brisk. And the from when I wake up, say I wake up at 6:30, 6:30 to 12:30, that is my peak focus hour. This I have found out by doing a lot of awareness activities and stuff, and knowing that this is my peak hours. So I need to get the maximum work done in this peak hour. But when I go to Bangalore, right, there the weather is so different. The sun doesn't come out much, and it's like so it's very cool and cloudy and stuff like that. So there, when I went recently, I understood that it took me a while. It took me around 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock for that focus to come in. Not as soon as I woke up, for example. So it changes even from the place that you stay, each place that you stay, right? That it changes that way also. And age also plays a very important factor, right? So when you're at a younger age, you feel like you have focus all the time. You have energy even for midnight work. That's why during college, some of us, we just were, do the midnight oil, we burn the midnight oil and we study just one day before the exam and all that stuff, right? So step by step, when we age after 35, after 30, the focus or the amount of time we are able to sit longer, it starts decreasing little by little. Not that we cannot work on it, we can work and improve on it, but being aware of that, being aware that you're at a certain age right now and you need to prioritize your sleep, and then go identify your peak hours accordingly, is very important. So for most people, even for women, it starts with the circadian rhythm, right? When the sun rises and the sun sets. So when the sun rises and it is at its peak, if you're living in most of a tropical country like India, it is more of that cycle that even our focus follows or a body follows, right? So the morning hours are the most productive ones. And then there's Brahma Muhurta, where some of us, we can wake up at 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. Those of the people who can wake up at that time, that is a very good energy level time where you can focus. But it's not for all. If you're sleeping at 12 p.m., 12 a.m., and then you're trying to wake up at 4, it's not going to work, right? So making sure you have that adequate sleep hours is also very important. And then working with the sun, right? Go rising with the sun, and then maybe after lunch there is a slump. Not all can be productive after lunch, right? So the 2 p.m. After 2 to 3, there's 1 hour of slump where it's okay to take a break. right? And let the digestion happen in your body, right? Your body is doing a lot of things inside that you're not aware of. That time, if you try to push it and try to focus on task, it's not happening. So it's okay to take that break between 2 to 3 after your lunch and stuff. And then again in the evening, some people, some night owls are there who like to start work in the evening and then work till midnight and stuff. I have clients who actually work in the midnight. They are more productive in the midnight because there's less distraction. Their job demands that kind of creative focus and stuff. For example, if you're a musician or something like that, the midnight is when they start working and stuff like that. So it depends and varies from person to person. And it's up to you to become aware of it and not push yourself when the focus is low.
Yeah, yeah. What I would like to know from you now is what are the energy drainers in our day-to-day life? And how do we identify them?
Right. Yeah. Again, we have to go to the physical, mental, emotional levels. Okay, there are drains happening at each of these times, right? So when it is physical, doing excessive work, right? Doing excessive physical work beyond a limit, even workout has to be within a limit, right? So doing it beyond that limit is kind of a energy drain in the physical level, right? And also not getting enough sleep, not getting enough nutrition, all these factors really it affects the way the physical energy works, right? So it's very, very crucial to get proper sleep, proper nutrition, whatever timing. I wouldn't say like wake up at 5. If you're not a morning person, it's okay to sleep in, but at least get those 7 to 8 hours of sleep, right? Whichever feels good for your body. For me, like 6.5 to 7 hours of sleep makes me really fresh, so I am okay with that. For some people, they need 8 to 10 hours of sleep, so it depends on your body, right? But not giving that sleep, not giving that proper nutrition, eating a lot of junk food, or eating a lot of oily food, right? In the night, especially. All these are like kind of physical energy drainers. Even you would have noticed, right? When you have a late dinner, which is so heavy, the next day you wake up feeling groggy and you don't feel that energy levels and stuff, right? So it's very important to stick to a schedule and at the most not overeat at the night and eat those oily kind of food and all that. So nutrition, food, sleep, these factors are main. And then when it comes to emotional, right? Again, like I said, the criticizing, complaining, comparing with others. Now Instagram is there. We keep comparing ourselves with other people's lives, right? So that is a huge energy leak actually. And complaining, gossiping too much. Of course, when you talk to your friends, you tend to gossip a little bit, but just doing that on a long hours, like 1 hour or something like that, it is not good, and that leads to a lot of low vibrations and energy leaks. And of course, complaining. If you are near a complaining person, you automatically start complaining. That's how contagious complaining is. And because of that, lot of energy drains happen as well. So the three C's, like I say, comparing, complaining, and criticizing, is something that is to be avoided for emotional energy leaks. And then when it comes to mental energy leaks, it's more of being anxious about the future, thinking about things that you can't control. Like future is something that you cannot 100% control, but still thinking about it, keeping on thinking what will happen, will I do this, will I get this, all those kind of thoughts, right? And not being able to handle those thoughts, that leads to a lot of leakage. And also thinking about the past, that carrying the past baggage, and thinking that this incident happened, not being able to forgive, not being able to let go of incidents. All those things occupy mental space, right? And making small things as big, and not having something productive to do. Basically, having too much time on your hands is also an energy leak. Not doing much productive works gives you a lot of space to go into negative vibrations like gossiping, complaining, and all those things. So doing something productive, it increases your energy levels, right? And that is in the mental level. And not having a larger purpose, right? So that is very, very important to have a larger purpose. If you don't have a purpose, you're an aimless person basically, and that itself is an energy leak. For me also personally, when I was not knowing what is my purpose in life, I was just doing work for the sake of it, for the sake of earning money. All those things really made my energy so low. right? Compared to how I am right now, I'm so fulfilled in my purpose. I have a productive way. I know what to do with my life. That is a different energy level. So all these things, they contribute to energy leaks, right? And of course, social media scrolling, like being distracted, lot of hours spent on social media, watching reels especially, that is going to contribute a lot. Not saying don't watch itself, but being more smart about it, and not excessively wasting your time, because nowadays I see people have an average of 8 hours of phone time. If you see the screen time, I request everyone to go and see what is their screen time usage, and if it is more than 5 hours, it is definitely contributing to your energy leaks, right? So yeah, those are the aspects.
Shravani, you did tell us about the cycle, the circadian rhythm, which is based aligning yourself with sunlight. While building this alignment and working with the natural energy cycle, how do we increase our productivity?
Right. Yeah. Actually, working with this cycle itself will increase your productivity. And like I said, scheduling the most important task. Like have always three tasks that you want to schedule in a day, right? Just three main things that you feel anything else is a bonus, right? At least you get these three main important things done, priority things done. Okay. So scheduling that in the time where you are most productive, when you feel the most focus. Like I said, for me, it's 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. It is the time when I feel most focused. So at that time, I get done with the most important tasks, be it in the physical, like my workout, like be housework, and then in the mental levels also my most creative stuff, like my courses or having a one-to-one with my clients. And then emotional stuff also, it can be like spending time with your spouse, having that small conversations and stuff when you have more energy. Like 50% of the fights between spouses and everything happens because you are at a low energy, they are also at low energy, and you talk, and we both don't understand, they both don't understand what they're talking, and there's a lot of fights and everything. So when you are at a high energy, spending that a few moments with your spouse or with your family or with your kids, that will make a huge difference. So making the most out of that productive time that you have identified for yourself, right? That is a game changer in life, and that's how you can work with the cycle. And not everyone works with the circadian rhythm, right? But actually the body, like this I've heard from one of the doctors, right? So the body, the different organs of the body itself has different rhythms, right? For example, after 10, why they tell you not to eat is because the liver wants to work on detoxification process after 10, right? So till then it can work on digestion. But if you give it food after 10 and the digestion, it works on digestion, the detox process is not complete properly. And because of that, your sleep is also affected. Right. So all this is like a cycle. It has been programmed. Like I said, we are ancient human beings. We have come from a wrong way, but the body has not changed. Technology has changed. The society has changed, but the body is still following that same rhythm, right? So it's better to follow those guidelines. Of course, there are some outliers. Some people feel like they can eat at 10 o'clock also, and then they can sleep at 2 a.m. also. Fine. If it is giving you, okay, I mean, you're not feeling drained or it's not causing you health issues, then do it. But maximum, I would suggest go with the sun, rise with the sun, like at 6:30, 7 a.m. And then, do your peak tasks, all your peak productivity tasks, finish it before lunch. Like at least the three major tasks, right? After lunch, try to schedule things like which doesn't need much of your energy, like some automated tasks, just checking your mails or something like that, right? So those after lunch, keep those tasks like automated tasks. And then after during sunset and all of those things also, you get a slight increase in your energy, so you can use that for workouts also, or you can use it to do any creative tasks or any mental energy tasks also. And then I'd wrap it up by after dark, right? Mostly after dinner, try to wind down and go for sleep, right? That is the thing, that routine that usually I follow, right? And that is how you can be in sync with the nature also. And your body is also feeling happy, it's in sync. you're not doing something that is against your body, right? So that's how you can do it.
And while working around sun cycles, how do we ensure that we are having, like, what can we do? Okay, so if I have to rephrase it, I would say, what is the role of diet, balanced diet, nutrition in enhancing productivity? Because sometimes we just grab whatever is there in front of us or whatever first option we get on Swiggy and we just eat it. I would like to know from you, what is the role of diet and nutrition in enhancing productivity?
Yeah, so diet plays a very important role. What you put in your stomach as soon as you wake up, and how early you're winding up your dinner, all these things actually really gives a lot of difference to your energy levels. And Swiggy, yes, Swiggy is like within our reach right now. And you can like have rules. Like I would suggest people to have a rule that, once a week or twice a week you use Swiggies. But other times when you actually manage your energy, you can you feel like eating good food, you feel like eating home cooked food. When you go through the process of energy management, you feel like you have the energy to cook, you want to eat good cooked food. It's all about cultivating those habits, and also having a family that supports that, right? If the spouse is not agreeing, you need to be in agreement with your spouse mainly, and then the kids will also follow and all that, right? So the being in agreement with both of them, coming into an agreement or a compromise that maybe twice a week you do Swiggy and the other days you do home cooked food, which is good for the body. And when your body starts getting that evidence that home cooked food is giving better energy, you go and you start craving for it. The body starts craving for home cooked food. That's what happened for me. I used to be like a chronic Swiggy person many years back. And that time I understood, like I was starting to gain weight, and a lot of hormone issues, a lot of things came up. And then I forced myself. Like what I actually did was I locked and uninstalled the Swiggy app, and I just kept it aside, and I started focusing on eating home food and weight loss and all of those things. And after that, I never feel like going on Swiggy or ordering anything, because that energy which the proper diet gives, like having protein, having carbohydrates, everything in the proper way, not too much oily food, that energy that it gives you is so precious to me. That energy is so precious to me. I am like addicted to that energy, so I don't go on Swiggy. Of course, there are some, mood swings, hormone issues. Sometimes, we as women, we crave those sweet moments and, chocolates. That's totally fine. Give yourself that liberty to, order once in a while. Like I said, just have a rule, have a system. Having a system around things really helps. Be like, okay, so suppose you have on Fridays and Saturdays, I'll do Swiggy. So it's a Monday and you take your phone and you want to order something on Swiggy. You're like, no, I actually have it on Friday. Let me wait till Friday. So delaying that thing, it leads to more fulfillment also. It waiting for that, Friday moment when I can do a Swiggy and eat. That gives more satisfaction instead of every day doing that eating outside. After a while, you don't feel that excitement on eating outside only. It becomes like more of, like something that you're doing automatically, right? So yeah.
With food, what is the role of exercise, like a physical workout? How does it help us in building our focus?
Yeah, so yeah, exercise is so important. Whether you're doing exercise for weight loss or not, it is so important as an energy booster and a mental focus, in a way to enhance mental focus, like we discussed earlier. So there are different way, like there is a hormone called dopamine. Like it is a reward center, and that dopamine is something that comes on scrolling your phone also, and on exercising also. You get that dopamine hit. We call it a dopamine hit, where you feel so good. You feel like you're rewarded. How do you feel when you get a like, right? Like or comment on your post and all that. That feeling that you get, it can be got by exercise also. But that is a better way to get dopamine hit. Along with that, it releases some feel good hormones as well, where you feel so good, you're glowing, right? So exercise is much beyond weight loss. It's more about a mental health and emotional health balance way actually. So whether you do it for weight loss or not, doing it for mental health is very good. Anything else that comes, take it as an extra added bonus, but at least do it for your mental health, do that 10 minutes. And there are some other, that's why yoga is so good. Like how you do the exercise is also very important, right? So in between your tasks, I would suggest take a break and do some kind of breathing, and doing some kind of stretches is also good, because nowadays sitting is the new smoking is what people are saying, right? So nowadays we just sit and the posture is wrong and everything is wrong. Like because of that, people in their 30s are getting back issues, disc issues, neck spondylitis, and all of those things. So even I got disc issue because of sitting too much without taking breaks, right? So taking that break and doing those stretches with awareness, with breathing, along with your breath, taking it in and out, that is a game changer basically. You can do exercise without awareness. Like you can keep thinking of some future event or past event and keep doing exercises. That will not give much of a energy boost for you. You will just be doing, maybe you will get muscles because of that. But if you want energy boost, you have to do the exercise with awareness. So there are something called somatic movements, right? Where you do a small, very small thing, but you're doing it with extreme awareness. Like for example, I can do my neck from side to side with extreme awareness, and I can feel the neck loosening up. That is what is somatic awareness exercise. So those kind of exercise, when you do with awareness, that instantly it improves your energy, right? So doing that is very, very important for mental clarity, for getting those feel good hormones, right? So when people say that I can leave social media, but instead of that, what can I do? Right? Instead of that, just do exercise, because the dopamine hit that you're getting through social media, you can get it through exercise. I call it cheap dopamine. The one you get in social media is a cheap one. And what happens is, when you keep on using it, the brain gets used to that level of dopamine, and more and more it'll start asking for the same level, but you don't get that fulfillment. So you become addicted to it. That social media, you'll be like, okay, this is not interesting anymore. What should I do next? But exercise is a higher level of dopamine, because you are working for it, right? Every time you have to do some work to get that dopamine. That's how the brain is designed. So you do some physical work and you're getting that dopamine hit. You're getting that feel good feeling, right? So that is very, very important. How you get your dopamine hit is very important. So that you will never feel addicted because of that, right? So you will only feel fulfilled. And don't pressurize yourself to do some exercise which you don't like. For me, for example, I like Zumba. I like dancing. So if I want to go and do Zumba and dancing, I'll do that, right? I'll get that form of exercise. Whatever is happy, whatever makes you happy, do that. Don't go and pressurize. Okay, someone is doing weightlifting, I also have to do weightlifting. Someone is doing jogging, I have to do jogging. Whatever gives you that satisfaction, right? Even 10 minutes, starting with 10 minutes a day, is going to make a lot of difference to your mental health, basically. Yeah.
Yes, a lot of benefits of exercising. So next time, if I feel like skipping my workout, I know what thoughts I have to bring to my mind.
Yes. So yeah, and people, when they skip, right, to maintain consistency, all we need to do is that 5 to 10 minutes. If you don't feel like going for that full 1 hour workout, just doing that 5 to 10 minutes of stretches will keep it in your memory that, okay, I have to work out at this time. Tomorrow also, the body will start reminding you. You will start craving after a point that if you don't exercise, you feel bad. So when you get to that point, life is great. You feel like exercise is part of your life. Right? Yeah.
Okay. So like you said, that while in our colleges, we used to burn midnight oil lamps. So we feel like, oh, by reading so much, we'll get more marks. Even at work, we are expected to put in a lot of efforts by skipping our sleep or compromising on our sleep. So I would like to know from you, what is the role of sleep in building our energy level, in enhancing our focus?
Yeah, sleep is like rest and sleep is like very important. It's a recharge activity basically. So there is high energy, moderate energy, and low energy. Whenever you're in low energy, you need to do some recharge, which is sleep, which is a natural gift given by God to us, so that we can get recharged and wake up the next day. And we are sleeping, but the body is doing so many things when we are sleeping. Like I said, the liver is doing detox process, the digestive system, so many things are getting done only when we sleep. So it's very important for the physical level. And also, you know how you feel like when you don't sleep, you start snapping at your husband and you start getting irritated with everyone around you, right? That is because the emotional fulfillment that we get in sleep is not there, right? So for our emotions to be in a better vibration, it increases our vibration also. So for our emotions to be in better vibration, for our focus to be better, for our physical energy to be better, sleep is very, very, very important. And I understand that, some people are not able to sleep even if they want to. Even when I was in corporate, I used to feel sleepy by 9. I was used to sleeping by 9:30, 10 up until college. And after that, trying to stay awake and sometimes working till 12 a.m., it's going to be taking a toll on my mental health and emotions. I can feel the difference. But it's unavoidable for some people, right? In those times, what you can do is there is a replacement for sleep. This I learned from a guru, which is meditation. Right. So he says that meditation recharges you 10 times more than sleep. Just 30 minutes of meditation. Right. So those people who are not able to sleep on time and they have calls coming up and you're feeling very, very sleepy, what you can do is you can do meditation or you can do yoga nidra. So yoga nidra is a kind of a body scan where you take your awareness from top of your head to the bottom of your feet, step by step. There are so a lot of videos on YouTube. You can just Google yoga nidra and get it. And that brings, that gives you a kind of a rest. It's not exactly sleep, but it gives you a kind of a rest that your body craves for, right? So doing that for 15-20 minutes, when you feel sleepy, instead of sleeping, when you do this, you feel very recharged after that. And then you can continue your work. And also taking breaks in between, your work. That is so, so important. So definitely sleep is so important. And being with the circadian rhythm is important. But unfortunately, not all have the liberty of doing that, especially if you're in a job or if you're in college, you have to study and all of those things. So only as we age, we feel that little bit of, low energy when we wake up. So you can also do this yoga nidra before you sleep every day. Just doing 5 to 10 minutes of body scanning, it improves the quality of your sleep. So quality of sleep is also so important. How it's just not about getting 8 hours of sleep. What is the quality inside the sleep is so important. So that's why unwinding before you sleep is also important, right? So be it journaling your thoughts or doing body scan before you sleep, that improves. It's proven, and there are studies to show that it actually improves the quality of sleep. And also eating a little bit before sleep, 2 hours before sleep. All this plays an important role in the quality of sleep. Even if you get 6 hours of good quality, high quality sleep, that is enough. But when it is low quality, even if you're sleeping for 9 hours, sometimes we feel waking up so groggy and we don't feel good. Then it's time to look back on your previous day and see what did I do before sleeping? What exactly did I do? And look back and see you would have either eaten late or you would have had a lot of thoughts on your mind or you would have slept immediately after working. Like just close your laptop and go to sleep without unwinding yourself. So many things, factors are there, right? So all these factors play an important role in the deciding the quality of sleep. Yeah.
Okay, Shweta, this is really interesting. Today, in the hustle culture, all of us want to do more, like be more, have lot of things with us. And sometimes rest is looked down upon. So, according to you, what is the ideal rest time that all of us should have? So we're able to deliver at our highest productivity level.
Right. Yeah. So that is so true. I totally agree with you, Namrata, because we are, there's a culture where we value productivity over health and, the quality. It's more quantity based and not quality based, right? Unless we take breaks and rest, that's when the quality also improves. Otherwise, we can keep on hustling. And at the end of the day, you would have, we can, if you look back, you would have just achieved small tasks, but the main task would have still been pending. So that's why completing 3 quality tasks over small things, keeping yourself busy the whole day, it's worthless. So coming back to your question, like rest is like very important. Not just sleep rest. Sleep is of course there, but recharge activities in between. Even in my courses, that's what we do. We design systems where the in between your work there should be a recharge. There should be a mix of recharge. I call it recharge and not rest because it's not sleeping. It is going to recharge yourself, recharge you on a physical, mental, and emotional level. So those kind of activities, right? So be it stretching, whatever works for you, right? You might be in an office and you might not be at liberty to stretch. At that time, you can just do the 80-20 rule for the eyes, right? So looking at something far away for like a 20-20 rule. So 20 meters away for 20 seconds, blinking your eyes, as little as that, right? What do we do on breaks? Like most people do on breaks, they just look at their phone. They take a break and they say it's a break, but is it recharging you? A break, what is a break? It should recharge you on all levels, right? So taking that kind of recharge breaks is so important. So relaxing all the sense organs, your eyes, your ears, your mouth, right? So all this is so important when we do that recharge break. So it can be as simple as just not talking to anyone and closing your eyes or looking at greenery. It can be very simple. Okay, so not talking, not giving rest to your ears, giving rest to your eyes, and looking at greenery and doing some light movements and stretching. It can be as simple as that. We design breaks. I design breaks, how to do these recharge, which is customized for each of my clients, right? So we design that. So you have to design your break also, right? And schedule your break also. That's very important. So we don't schedule our breaks, we just schedule our tasks. And we think that continuously we can work like a machine, but we can't, right? So we end up not doing anything. So scheduling the task and scheduling the breaks is also very, very important. And taking deep breaths, right? Breath is one thing that can recharge you immediately. That's what I've learned from my spiritual practices as well. That's why, in ancient India, everything was about breathing patterns. Yoga was also about physical movement with breathing, right? So breath is interlinked with everything. So just as simple as take 3 deep breaths. When if you can't do anything, just take 3 deep breaths during that break time. It takes hardly 30 seconds or 10 seconds, right? So doing that will recharge you. We need to try it out and then see what works for us, basically. So rest is beyond sleep. Rest is about recharging. That's what I would like to change people to change their mentality about this and not feel guilty, first of all, about taking breaks, because the quality of your output is going to be much higher when you take a break and then when you work versus when you keep on working. Every hour you keep working, but the quality keeps coming down, right? So taking that break and giving a higher quality is what we should be focused on versus doing more things and telling I'm busy person, I'm doing 10 things a day and all those things, right? So yeah.
Okay. So, Shivaja, one thing that I've noticed myself is I'm a lot into multitasking. Just speaking on phone at the same time typing or watching TV, eating food. That is a single activity, I think probably that has gone out of most of our lives, right? We are in that zone of multitasking. What are your thoughts on what is the impact of multitasking on our energy level?
Yeah, so this is like a tricky one. It's true that people feel that they're doing more work by multitasking, especially as women. We are born to multitask basically. But the truth is that when you're doing high focus activities, there is studies and research behind this. When you're doing high focus research, I mean, high focus brain activities, multitasking actually reduces the quality of the output. That is what is being proven. Okay, but there can be different, ways to look at it. When it comes to cooking, of course, we are doing multitasking within the cooking, within the kitchen, we are doing multitasking, right? That is fine. When you're doing these kind of activities, which doesn't require much brain power, more of physical power, you can do multitasking. Okay, that is there. But when you're doing high decision making activities, which is related to the brain, more related to the brain, highly creative activities, what happens is when you switch from one task to another, it's proven that the brain has some switching time. Okay, so we tend to that time where we switch from one task to another, that tends to delay both the tasks basically. So we need to let go of the previous task and then go to the next task, right? So but when we switch immediately, that brain is still not let go of the previous task, and because of that we end up making mistakes in the next task. So the quality of the output again comes down, right? So that is very it's dangerous also when you're in a high profile job and everything and you try to multitask. It's not going to work. But at this time, even in my corporate life, we always had to have our emails on, our Slack and personal communicator and everything will be on, and people will be pinging us all the time, right? So that time we tend to make more mistakes with our work and we tend to retain less information inside us, right? So this, like I said, the brain needs some at least 20 to 30 minutes of focused work before switching to another work. And there is also a systematic way to let go of the previous work and then go to the next work, right? That is very important. But like especially looking at your phone in between work, it's going to make the quality of your output a little less, and your decisions are going to be a little confused. And when now we're chronically multitasking, actually, all the time we have something on. I know people who have Netflix on and they work, and then they have their phone on the other side and they're chatting with someone, they're doing Netflix. Someone actually came on a call with me while having Netflix on. There's some people I talk with, who want to have like a one-to-one session with me. So that those people, like, they sometimes open their Netflix or they have a call going on and then they join the call. Even in my office, they used to do two calls at the same time because they used to be overlap. This culture needs to be changed. We need to spread more awareness, and multitasking is going to kill your productivity basically. It's going to, the output of your task is going to be very low. And even in corporate and everything, people need to know when you're doing meetings, give a break between two meetings. Like every corporate person will know, like how meetings tend to go on continuous, next, back to back, and that is going to affect the quality of the meeting. The whole point of having a meeting is to get a good output out of it, right? So that is definitely that recharge time between meetings, and also not have two meetings at the same time going on. That is very it's dangerous, and it's not good for the organization in the long run. So if anyone is listening, managers and stuff, please change the way you run the meetings. Yeah.
Yes, need of the hour, definitely.
Yeah.
Shivita, you've given a lot of insights about what all goes in building high energy level, focus, enhancing productivity. Shivita, how can we design our day in a manner that we are able to optimize our peak energy level for high productivity tasks?
Yeah. So, what is first thing I would say is planning your day, right? Every day, or planning your week is very good. Like planning your week and then planning each day. It takes like half an hour to plan your week, 15 minutes to plan your day. That's it. So, spending that time without distractions, spending that time to plan your day, first of all. Okay. So, first, once you've identified the peak energy timings with awareness and using a system, once you know what your peak energy period is, planning your day, that is very crucial in the morning, right? Before you start your day or whenever you start your day, 15 minutes to plan your day and having the planned things during your peak energy time, right? So structure the day in such a way that also having a buffer time for unplanned things, having a scheduled time for breaks, like we discussed, right? And you can, like some people, when they are not used to working for a focused time for even 10 minutes, plan your focus time for 30 minutes, like, 30 minutes of work or 20 minutes of work, at least 20 minutes of work and then 10 minutes of break. Then again, 20 minutes of work, 10 minutes of break. These are called focus sprints, basically. So in that 20 minutes, all distractions are kept away. You're only focusing on that task. Okay. So initially, you need to break down the tasks. Okay. When you're planning your day, break down the task as 20 minutes. If you're a beginner, and you are not used to working without distractions for even 10 minutes, then I would say first break down your tasks so that you can work at 20 minutes at a time without any distractions. And then plan your three main tasks during your peak energy time, having time for breaks and everything. Use the 20-10 rule, right? And then have just three big priorities in a day, right? So instead of having a million things to do and not doing any of them and feeling bad about it at the end of the day and all that, have just three priorities in a day. Like anything else is a bonus. I'm happy if I do these three things. So choose your tasks wisely that you can complete these three things. Make it not too challenging, right? So that make it easy to complete so that your confidence will also improve. This is how you can structure your day.
It's amazing, Shraddha. I really realized the importance of understanding what are our energy peaks, identifying our energy drain. I think for all my life, I've always heard about time management. You manage your time, you focus on this, just put this in your calendar, schedule this. And there is so much pressure. But when you talk about energy, it feels so light. Like removing few things from your environment, from your calendar, it helps to enhance productivity.
Definitely, yeah, that's very well put, Namrata. So definitely, as women, we are not used to, especially as women, we don't want so rigid days, right? We are, for me, like too much going with rigid structure. It doesn't let my creativity flow. And women can really relate to it. That we want some things to go with the flow, and some things that can be scheduled. So having that freedom of scheduling that peak productivity time and then resting during the other times and doing other activities, right? So classifying the activities as what needs more energy, what needs moderate energy, and what needs low energy, right? Classifying it and then going with energy wise, it gives a freedom. It feels light, like you say. So I totally agree with that. Yeah.
So thank you so much for coming and sharing your views. It was really an insightful session for me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So this was amazing, talking about this, and your questions were like so insightful and deep, right? So this is going to be energy management is going to be the future thing where people look to managing their energies rather than their time, and it goes hand in hand, right? So, and yeah, I do dive into it in my one-to-one sessions as well. In my 90-day program is all about energy and time management as well. So where we develop a personalized plan for people and stuff. So that is what is the need of the hour. And I hope people got some good insights out of our conversations and your wonderful questions.
Thank you so much, Tracy.
Thank you. Thank